This episode is brought to you by FX's Feud, Capote versus the Swans. Inspired by actual events, the series tells the story of Truman Capote and the women he betrayed. The original housewives. They were society's most elite women. Rich, glamorous socialites who defined a bygone era of high society New York. From creator Ryan Murphy, this drama series features an all-star cast, including Naomi Watts, Demi Moore, and Diane Lane. FX's Feud premieres January 31st on FX Stream on Hulu.
Why take one vacation with the family when you could take all of them? With Royal Caribbean, you don't just go to the beach. You visit a private island and race down the tallest water slide in North America. You don't just go for a road trip. You ATV and zip line through the jungle. You don't just go somewhere new. You rappel down waterfalls and discover ancient temples. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
This is Central Texas Living with Ann Harder.
Waco is becoming the place to showcase independent film, and the Waco Family and Faith International Film Festival is coming up in mere months with the mission of empowering the creative spirit, serving with heart, and celebrating all. And it is a joy to welcome the founder and lead producer, Dr. Tyrha Lindsey-Warren, who is also on faculty at Baylor's Hank-Hammer School of Business as clinical assistant professor of marketing. And she's also a gifted jazz singer. That's really how I first met you, my friend. Plus, we're neighbors. We live in the same neighborhood. But what a singer. And you just kind of do it all.
Well, thank you, Ann.
I bet sometimes you feel like you're doing it all. But
well, if you ask first of all, thank you for having me. And then if you ask my husband will say no. So he doesn't do it all.
So he's helping out on some things, I guess. That's
all the time.
Well, let's talk about the film. Is this the second one?
It will be the second one.
I thought last year was the first, your launch. Well, how did all this come about?
Oh, my goodness. Do you want the real truth or do you want the party line?
You can tell me whatever you want. I'll believe whatever you say.
It's a combination of, professional perseverance as well as combined with personal character and just who I am as a person. So regarding professional perseverance, I've had the honor of, working in Hollywood straight out of college. I went to Northwestern University. I went to film school, graduated with the prestigious fellowship of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Of course, you know them, but maybe your listeners may not. If you've heard of the Emmy Awards, the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences is the entity that produces the Emmy Awards. Mm-hmm. So I started out with them at NBC in Burbank at their Burbank office once upon a time. In the Department of Children's Programming. So if you remember shows like Saved by the Bell, which now has a reboot, which is so fun to see, and some other Saturday morning shows, I worked in that department under the vice president of, at that time, Linda Mancuso. And the president of NBC Entertainment was Warren Littlefield at that time. And so went from NBC to CAA, Creative Artists Agency, Quincy Jones, David Salzman Entertainment. I spent the bulk of my time there developing TV and film properties, on the TV and film side of the house, and, got an MBA and then started this whole road down marketing in New York City, as well as Procter & Gamble, all that good stuff. So professional perseverance. In 2013, I had the opportunity to be on the producing team for TD Jakes' International Faith and Family Film Festivals at MegaFest. Mm-hmm. And he launched those in 2013, and they would happen every other year to coincide with his mega event, MegaFest. And so we did one 2013, 2015, 2017. And when it was time to, I guess, go wherever next those film festivals were going, I was not asked to go. And so then I had the lovely honor to be asked, to bring my team to Cincinnati, Ohio, to take their film festival from 0 to 100, and that was the Over the Rhine International Film Festival. Did a wonderful job, brought in celebrities, extra hosts, and just all kinds of fabulous things. And then in 2019, at the top of the year, when we're supposed to re-up my contract and all that good stuff, never heard from them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
And when I did, some other things transpired, and it was one of those times as a professional woman and a woman of color, do I stop or do I keep going?
Right.
Because you've been in entertainment for so many years. There are times when, people take your time, your energy, your talents, and don't necessarily give you your just due. Or they'll take your ideas and don't necessarily give you your just due. And that I have experienced a great deal in my career, whether it's Chicago, New York City, Los Angeles. And to be honest with you, Anne, at that point, with the Over the Rhine Film Festival and that debacle kind of happened, I said, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
I said, enough is enough.
Just do
I'm
your
tired
own thing.
of people stealing from me and,
Right.
and not appreciating me. And yes,
Yeah,
to your point,
right.
it's time to do my own thing. And I was like, God, can I do this? But why I'm talking to God, why have you given me this,
Right.
this acumen to do these types of festivals, and then the opportunity to see the impact of this type of storytelling? Why did you do that? And so I leaped out on faith in February of 2019 with just my savings account. And I said, is Waco ready? Is Waco ready for this idea?
Yeah.
And just started plugging away.
Mm-hmm.
And to my surprise, you get challenges, but to my surprise, David Littlewood, TFNB Bank,
Yeah.
I happened to pitch it to him. He got it because, there's a short-term vision, there's a long-term vision. The long-term vision is for us to be the Sundance of the faith and family space. Right. It doesn't exist. Once upon a time, Variety, the industry trade Variety, had something in LA every year called the Purpose Summit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Bishop T.D. Jakes would be on panels all the time for that. And I would support that too from time to time. But that ended maybe in 2018. And so there's this space open for something, a destination, something that, consumers, Hollywood execs, celebrities can come in and come to fellowship and yet get some business done. In this space. And I'm not sure if you're even aware, but the faith and family space is a $200 trillion industry.
I don't,
or billion, 200 billion.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all.
And there's over 200 million consumers just in this segment that want positive, friendly programming, positive, friendly movies, just something the whole family can watch.
But they want quality too.
High quality.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. And so that's how we got started. A
Wow.
long-winded way.
No, I mean, it is an amazing story, but I'm so glad you didn't just, fold up your tent and go, well, okay, but because, I am a firm believer God closes doors, but, the old expression, he opens a window.
Yes.
And so you just have to be aware of that and ready to step out on faith as you've done. So we've got the second one coming up. This is an amazing time because this is the week that it's actually launching, right?
Yes.
So tell me about some of the events. You've got some great things planned. I know you've got the harders with this one because you've got both a golf classic coming up and a tennis mixer. Mike plays golf. Of course, I'm the tennis player. And this is just so much fun because we've been needing things like this as well. So let's talk about some of the other events that will be coincide, and then we'll talk more detail in, what we can expect from the film festival in February.
So given, and being responsible and respectful of the city's COVID-19 guidelines and parameters and things of that nature, as you mentioned at the top of the segment, we're about celebrating all. So we had to get creative to figure out how we could celebrate all and yet still be responsible. And so that's how the golf tournament came about, because all during the pandemic, I don't know about your husband, but my husband has been playing
Just kept playing golf, and I've kept playing tennis too.
Yes.
In fact, yeah, right. It's,
Same holds true with tennis.
it's
And
one of
so-
the safest things you can do.
Exactly.
So.
So we have booked end the festival and the film screenings with these events. So the Celebrity Golf Classic presented by Greg May Honda, we are bringing in celebrities. Now, granted, they'll be from the state. You know, some folks are just driving in from Dallas, Austin, Texas, etc. But again, a part of this event, I always have to bring Hollywood sizzle, Hollywood celebrity sizzle, and some
that
sexiness
makes
to everything.
everybody excited.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about the Golf Classic, and the celebrities that we have on the website. That's just a taste and a teaser of who's coming. So we hope, as we continue to get into January, every week on our social, we're announcing a different celebrity appearances.
Okay, so the golfers that can play in it. So I mean, that's the idea. You're going to sign folks
Yes,
up to play,
yes.
and so they'll be able to play with celebrities, I
course.
guess. Okay,
And some
so-
filmmakers. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we do have some filmmakers in Texas that always tend to come. And so we want to put a filmmaker, too, on a foursome.
How
so
fun.
as they're playing, they'll get to, network and socialize with some celebrities, some filmmakers, and maybe learn a little film trivia along the way.
Sure. Well, really a unique experience for folks
Same
here
holds
in
true
Central Texas.
with the tennis mixer.
The tennis. Okay, so let's talk some tennis.
Once upon a time, I don't think you know this about me, I used to be the director of marketing for the United States Tennis Association
Get
in New York.
out. Did you really?
Love tennis. I am an avid attendee of the U.S. Open every year because that's just my background. That's the best place for tennis in the world. And so I can't do anything golf without tennis. That's just inside of me,
Good.
right?
All right. I love it.
So we're bringing a little U.S. Open, French Open, Wimbledon flair to this tennis mixer. That's just, games, round robin, just,
It's
one
going to be
everyone.
Waco Regional.
No, Ridgewood Country Club Tennis
Ridgewood.
Center.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Very
And
good.
so just something fun to just get to know your neighbors, have a good time, win some prizes, get a great gift bag. Everything that we do, we always have great gift bags.
Sure.
So, golfers who are coming with us on the tournament will get an outstanding gift bag, actually.
Some nice swag.
Yes. And the tennis folks will get a fabulous gift bag too.
Oh, right.
And both events will have a catered lunch. And we're really excited about the tennis luncheon because we're using, some French Riviera, French U.S. Open flair on that one.
Oh, what? No strawberries and cream? I mean, a little Wimbledon in there.
You never know.
Might be. Well, all right. Now let's talk about the film festival itself, though. This is going to be February 4th through the 6th at the Hippodrome, and also
No Hippodrome. No
right.
Hippodrome.
Well, so what you're doing is nothing at the Hippodrome. Okay. So, but there's some sort of pop-up things or something. What was that I'm reading about? Tell me about that.
Yes. So it's a hybrid festival. Again,
Okay.
being respectful of COVID-19 guidelines. We are presenting 2/3 of the films on our online platform. So again, being safe, you can go on there, $5 price because we make everything nice and affordable. You can watch as many movies as you like for you and your family. And what we're even doing, even though the festival says the 4th through the 6th, we will most likely open the platform early. So, you don't have to rush or anything as you go through the film festival. And then throughout 4 area churches, we are making pop-up drive-in movie theaters. So Firstwood Way Baptist Church, St. Albans Episcopal Church, Tolliver Missionary Chapters, Tolliver Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and Greater Zion Baptist Church. We are turning their parking lots into drive-in movie theaters.
How fun.
Yeah.
How fun. So you opened up the submissions back in August, right? So how many have you gotten in? How do you adjudicate this? How do you do a film festival?
Well, we've been fortunate that in 2019, that inaugural year when we first opened up the film submissions, believe it or not, Anne, we received 1,688 submissions from 109 countries all around the world. truly blown away by everything, from feature-length films, short films, and student films. And because that went so well, we were able to program the 2020 and 2021 film festivals from that. And so what we did this year, we received close to 100 submissions, but that's fine because we still have so many hundreds
loads and loads
in our database.
Yeah.
And because in that inaugural year, I was blown away by the quality of our animation submissions, that this year we had a category just for animation. And so in 2021, we have programmed and taken some of the new submissions from 2020, complemented, what we already accepted before. And so we are presenting, I feel like, a very strong film festival representing filmmakers all over the world. And I'm so honored to be able to say we have a nice diversity of filmmakers, from women to male, and and we'll be awarding feature film categories, short film, student film, and animation film.
So you have judges that
We
are
sure do.
going to be making those decisions.
We sure do.
What will it mean for a filmmaker to win, to win a prize?
It's just they get a gorgeous crystal award plus a cash award with that. And this year we were so honored to be able to have a gentleman by the name of D'Emmanuel Richardson, who actually works for Sundance. I happened to meet him at Sundance this year through a mutual friend. And I told him, I'm doing this festival. He said, well, I'd like to help. And I remember telling him a couple weeks ago, when you said you like to help, you didn't realize that I was going to take you up on that.
Put you to work.
So yeah, he was a part of our programming team to select the submissions. And then we have a film jury of 5 individuals who are entertainment, Hollywood, executives, if you will. Some write for various different media outlets. Some are, Hollywood executives in their own right, because it's important for the filmmakers to know that their projects are being judged by credible people. And, for the filmmakers, it's an opportunity to shine. You put all that work into making a film, and then you want people to see it.
Right.
And you want people to see it from all over the world, whether it's a short film or feature-length film. You just want it to be seen. And especially in this family and faith space, it even, says even more about you, your character, what you're about. And so we're giving films that opportunity, that platform to shine, filmmakers to shine. And we've been so blessed that, we've been expanding our brand. Over Thanksgiving, we launched the Florida Family and Faith International Film Festival, powered by AARP Florida. And so ARP just loved what we did in Waco and just said, give us some of those movies. So we were actually able to take our winners from the 2020 Film Festival and then some, and showcase them for the Florida Film Festival and pay them. a licensing fee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep those cards and letters coming in.
Yes. And so we are also in talks with entities in Africa to produce the Nigeria Family and Faith International Film
Really?
Festival. And we're right now touting it as Hollywood comes to Nollywood, because Nigeria next to Bollywood and then next to Hollywood are the 3 centers right now that are producing some of the largest quantities of film projects in the world. So this is another opportunity to have filmmakers shine their light, even beyond Waco, Florida, et cetera.
And a large Christian community in
Very
Nigeria.
much so.
Yeah.
I'm continuing to learn about it, but I don't know if you're aware, but thousands of people come to a church service every Sunday in Nigeria. It's amazing.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about you. You come from a talented family.
Okay.
And just a little... a little bit about music. I mean, we serve on a committee of the Waco Symphony Association, we had a chance to visit a little bit recently about your mother is also a talented performer, and you kind of started out as a little kid on that path. So let's talk about that.
Oh, sure. My mother loved the arts, right? And so the film festival is actually presented by the G.B. Lindsey Family Charitable Fund, which my father started when my mother passed away 4 years ago in her honor. And we just exude her spirit in terms of our programming. She was a philanthropist, loved the arts, and she was also a elementary school teacher for over 40-something years. And so we try to do all of that with our family nonprofit. We're educating in the arts, etc. And so she played classical piano. She was also classically trained in opera, and started and believed in the arts. We just have a family. We come from a family that just believes in the arts and the impact, the positive impact that the arts can have on your life. And then my dad, because if he hears this, he's going to say, why didn't you talk about me? So my dad...
Don't leave him out.
Went to a historically Black college, University, Cheney, outside of Philadelphia. And so he was a jazz DJ for, I believe, the entire time he was in college. So the arts, the performing arts, and then this jazz, my brother and I grew up in this environment. And so my mom started me, I believe, at 2 years old, ballet lessons. Right. And then once upon a time in the 80s, this show called Fame came on television. And I said, Mom, I want to go there. I want to do that. Because, you can't resist, in the opening credits where Debbie Allen's like, right here is where you start paying. And I was dancing so much. I'm like, I want to do that. And so I did that. I was a student at the School for Creative and Performing Arts in Cincinnati, Ohio, which at the time went from 4th grade to 12th grade. So all of us were kind of mixed in together. And I always say, and we had this conversation, that Sarah Jessica Parker is an alum of the school. Carmen Electra, Nick Lachey, Drew Lachey, so many people, and lots of Broadway people have come out of that school.
Yeah, you said it was kind of a training ground for young people, then go right to
That's what we
Broadway.
were supposed to do. We were supposed to graduate and just go straight to New York. And my father was like, no, you are not.
Think again. Think again on that. But that's what Sarah Jessica Parker did, right?
That's exactly what she did. And she starred as Annie in the Broadway, the original Broadway show production of Annie. And so for me, since my parents, believe in education, believe in multiple degrees, my family, when I got into Northwestern, early decision at the time, Northwestern was number 10 in the country, I believe, for undergraduate schools. And I sold my dad that I was going to major in producing. And he didn't know anything about that. His background was straight corporate, IBM all the way. And I said, it's entertainment and business, Dad.
Sure.
And he said, okay. And so got into Northwestern, but to the school's credit, the School for Creative and Performing Arts, they had just launched a musical theater program my freshman year. And when I auditioned for the musical theater program, the head of the program, Professor Dominic Massimi, he said, there is nothing we can teach you. You're just that good. Oh. And I said, huh?
Really?
Really? So I went through the program. I also have a degree in musical theater, but I always and I was the first African-American woman to graduate with a musical theater degree from Northwestern.
Really?
And I always like to say too, I opened the doors for those students of color who came after me,
sure.
Though most famous being Heather Headley. If you recall, Heather won the Tony for Aida. She also won, I believe, a Tony for playing Nala, I believe, in The Lion King, original productions of both. And when she got on campus, they called her, oh, you're the next Tyrha. Oh, you're the next Tyrha.
Wow.
And so we've always laughed about that.
Wow. But, what an honor. Yeah. Yeah. And a huge compliment. That's great. That is wonderful to know about you. And then of course you went on, academically to get a PhD in marketing. So what kind of led you into the marketing thing?
My MBA's in marketing as well.
Oh, okay.
So I went to the Peter F. Drucker School of Management in California at Claremont and received an MBA.
And that was while you were working for NBC? Is that when all that was going?
After Quincy Jones, I went to help Babyface and his wife Tracy start their production company. I had already been accepted to business school.
Okay.
And they were like, well, before you go, help us out really fast. And once I started business school, I was a full-time student.
Sure.
And after graduating, the goal was to kind of just go back into Hollywood and be an executive of primetime programming. And it didn't work out. And so ended up going home, doing a stint with Procter & Gamble and the National Speaking Women's Health Foundation, marketing and things of that nature, which was a blessing because I ended up from a marketing and a communication strategy perspective, learning about what I now call empowered storytelling, which is a whole research stream that I have. But at the time when we were producing these women's health conferences all across the country, and I was, being a spokesperson for Olay and all these things, I always wondered, how does this messaging work, and how does it really impact consumer behavior from a positive perspective? One of the Olay tags was at the time, love the skin you're in, and so how does that resonate with women differently from such and such? And so believe it or not, all that work and all of that, live event experience, by the time I got to Rutgers, I was telling my advisors, I want to research this phenomenon that I have been doing in my practitioner life, for 10 years. And they just couldn't get it. But nevertheless, I persevered.
Yeah, good,
I persevered.
good. Again.
And now it's so funny because you've seen empowered storytelling all the time, especially once the world hit COVID. Amazon, Starbucks, MasterCard, Google, you name it, all of their ads, no matter what the medium, are exuding the spirit of empowered storytelling, which is the construct that I created and developed, which is storytelling that exudes the emotion of empowerment. And how does that impact, your attitudes, your behaviors, and most importantly, your purchase intentions?
Your purchasing.
And that was my dissertation. And that's, what I researched because it has a positive impact, when people feel empowered and feel that the brand cares about them, is motivating them and is encouraging them. That builds customer loyalty, a stronger relationship to the brand, which says, oh, if I'm at, HEB or what have you, and I'm seeing, I don't know, Doritos, and I just saw that Doritos spot about them caring about me during COVID, and at that point of purchase, my brain, my cognitive processing gets triggered. Oh, I remember that ad. I'm going to buy these bags of Doritos.
Those fire hot, whatever they are. Yeah. Well, that's great. Our time is about up, but I love to end these visits with a questionnaire similar to the one that the late, great James Lipton used on Inside the Actors Studio. So let's get started. What's your favorite word?
Empowerment.
Okay. What's your least favorite word?
Fear.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Good storytelling, but that can take place by way of a quality performance in the theater, in a movie theater, by way of a movie, by way of a television, dance, acting. I love good storytelling that comes in all kinds of forms. Music, instrumental or vocal, that gets me jazzed up, especially when you're seeing performers at their highest levels.
Why take one vacation with the family when you could take all of them? With Royal Caribbean, you don't just go to the beach. You visit a private island and race down the tallest water slide in North America. You don't just go for a road trip. You ATV and zip line through the jungle. You don't just go somewhere new. You rappel down waterfalls and discover ancient temples. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
What turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Not good storytelling.
Just the opposite. Yeah, right.
Bad
It's
performance.
kind of like a bad French horn. There's nothing kind of worse than that.
Or that squeaky violinist who didn't tune before they started.
Okay, well, speaking of sounds, what sound do you love the most?
I love nature. We're fortunate to live in a fabulous community that has this beautiful lake. I love walking in it during the mornings and hearing nature, whether it's the birds, whether it's the ducks, whatever the case may be, a baby crying, the trees swaying in the wind, because I just feel like I'm being hugged by nature in the morning. And that's how I love to start my day, in alignment with the universe. And God.
What sound do you like the least? Put it that way.
When my husband yells at me?
No,
no,
he doesn't
I don't
do
mean
that.
it like that. Or just when friends or close family members say I didn't do something that maybe I should have done better.
Mm-hmm.
I have the disease of all women, the disease to please. And so I try to be, the best daughter, the best sister, the best wife, the best friend that I can be. But I'm not perfect. So, when I happen to displease any family member or friend or something, I hate hearing that.
Yeah, right. What other profession would you have wanted to try that you haven't? You've done a lot of different things. I'm in awe, but what else would you have wanted to do?
I was going down a medical path.
Really?
My dad and my mom were just like, you're going to Northwestern, top school in the country. You need to be pre-med. So dermatology was one thought. And then also too, once upon a time, I did get waitlisted at Northwestern Law School because I, should have gotten an MBA JD, but Claremont didn't have a law program at the time. So it would have gone back and forth between being a medical doctor or a lawyer because I love the law.
Really?
I love negotiating. And I do that now.
Sure you do, yeah.
And even, my Baylor colleagues who are in the law school, when I send them over contracts that I've done, they're like, we're not doing much to this. It's pretty well done, Tyrha. I'm like, because I love all that. And I probably would have been, an intellectual property lawyer or something like that.
Very detail oriented, it sounds like. Well, then what profession do you know you would not want to do?
Garbage. Garbage person.
Okay. All right.
Anything with my hands, I guess.
Yeah.
I like thinking and I like creating and I love strategy. So I would have gone into any type of profession like that.
Okay. Finally, what do you want to hear God say to you as you approach the pearly gates?
And I'm just working really, really hard in my professional life and personal life for him to say, Tyrha, well done. You did not waste anything that I gave you, any talents, any this, any that. You used it all. And for that, well done.
Amen. The Waco Family and Faith International Film Festival coming up February 4th through the 6th, 2021. And don't forget the Toyota Tennis Mixer and Celebrity Golf Classic. How can they go and find more information?
Sure. Just visit us on our website, www.wacofilmfest.org, wacofilmfest.org. And then you can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Waco Film Fest. So, and I have to just say quickly, thanks to TFNB Bank, your bank for life, which is our founding partner. They will be our founding partner into perpetuity. We couldn't do anything without TFNB.
Well, and to cross promote, we are taping this, of course, in the Rogue Media Studios, and as soon as we're through, you're going to start taping a podcast. How can folks then hop on your podcast as well?
Sure. It's called Real Values, Real News, and Real is REEL. And hopefully we'll be on Rogue Media soon, but definitely wherever you listen to podcasts,
Very good.
iTunes, Apple, things of that nature.
Tyra,
we launch in January. So.
All right, coming right up. Tyra, it's been a delight. Thank you so much.
Ann. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Central Texas Living is part of the Rogue Media Network family. Be sure to check out their other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate us 5 stars on iTunes and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Living, the podcast.
Introducing the Waco Family and Faith International Film Festival, with over 1,600 attendees in our first year.
It has really been truly a wonderful weekend for our community.
It's great to have a positive film experience that everybody can watch, and there's meanings behind it.
The production and the quality films are a celebration of the art.
We are celebrating the Waco community. We are dedicated to empowering the creative spirit, serving with heart, and celebrating all.
Well, it is the Waco Family and Faith International Film Festival.
I'm excited. I found out about it through a friend. As soon as I connected, I was like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh. It's a whole community, and I look forward to going and getting again.
Waco. I am your host, Debbie, here to help you get in the know about Waco. So you may be asking yourself, why am I here? I'm here to be your tour guide through Waco. I'm here to tell you all the goings-on in and around Waco. I'm going to give you the 411 on what's happening, what's going on, and what events you should go to. This is your host, Debbie, signing off. Now that you know, go. Just go, Waco.
Are going on a run.
Are you building a new business while managing a family? Are you tired of trying to balance home and work and everything seems to be coming up short? Then there's a podcast made just for you. Baking Your Business from Scratch is where we create the perfect recipe for building a successful business while managing your home and family with love. Come join us and see for yourself.
This has been Rogue Media Network Podcast.